and welcome to Symphony Nova Scotia. We're very happy to see you again. Before we start, we'd like to acknowledge that we're in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. My name is Michael Baker. I'm Principal Timpani and Percussion with Symphony Nova Scotia and your host for today. This program is 30 minutes in length and will be followed by a live Q&A. These fusion sessions are supported by Factor, the Canada Council for the Arts, and O'Regan's. Thank you, and please welcome J.P. Cormier.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Another morning, one more day that I've been granted. Too bad the sun can't come and chase the years away. At 83, the seeds of youth have all been planted. I see the harvest in a faded memory. Another morning, how I'd love to see my children, but they have all grown up and away to other lives. Jim is a doctor, Bill's a pilot, they don't call often. And we lost Sarah in the fire of 65. Now the days are growing longer, and I am much too old for anyone to hold. How I wish that I was stronger to make the trip back home. Gonna make it all alone. Another morning, feed the cat and watch the TV. Days like this when I miss Catherine the most. I lost her last May when the sickness took her from me, but I still talk to her like she never left the house. And now the days are growing longer, and I am much too old for anyone to hold. How I wish that I was stronger to make the trip back home. Gonna make it all alone. Another morning I have watched the children playing, without a thought or care to how they spend their lives. Someone should warn them that the years come slowly creeping, and one day they will see the world through my eyes. How the days will grow much longer, and they will be too old for anyone to hold. How they'll wish that they were stronger to make the trip back home, but like me they'll be alone. Yes, I wish that I was stronger, for I know I must go home, but it's hard to all alone. How's everybody doing out there? Mighty glad to be here. Mighty glad to be anywhere right now, but particularly glad to be here with these folks. I have a long history of performing with the orchestra, and they're my favorite people. There are fewer tonight, but there's 5 of them. And This is a song that I wrote many years ago when I heard about the sale of a homestead. Some people that I knew. The family home was sold, sort of without discussing it with them, really. And this song came out of that.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Down a long and dusty highway, I made my way back home to the only place I rightfully belong. And I find the homestead boarded up, my friends and family gone, and a sign that says for sale on the lawn. My grandpa built this house himself with his own hard-working hands, and it stood the test of time, much to his pride. A sparrow came and made her nest high among the eaves, but she flew away the day that Grandpa died. And the town still lay before me like a river made of jewels in the darkness of the valley far away. But the lights don't seem to reach up here to the eyes of crying fools who believe that all good things can never change. So the candle in the window will never shine again. Not a welcome will be spoken at the door. And the ghosts of golden memories all wait to be let in. But the key I got don't fit this lock no more. Little sister up and married, and brother went to war. Uncle Jim fell in with gamblers from the town, and when he lost all that he'd wagered and the wolf was at the door, it was sell the house or burn the old place down. But there is no gold or silver that can buy old memories back. Where the heart lives is the home where they live too. And if you gave away your treasures to a hobo along the track, do you really think he'd give them back to you? So the candle in the window will never shine again. Not a welcome will be spoken at the door. And the ghosts of golden memories all wait to be let in. But the seat I got don't fit this lock no more. How I'd love to see those memories living there within. But the key I got don't fit this lock no more. pretty damn good. It's so much fun. You guys have no idea how much fun this is. It's so amazing to sit with a group of musicians like this and they're just playing perfect, as per usual. I've said it many times, but we should always be thankful, especially now in these times, that we have Symphony Nova Scotia. I think they're the best in the whole country. And that opinion never changes. Every time I sit down with them, it's the same. So now we're going to get to see me struggle. This is a tune that that I've been playing pretty well all my life. I must have learned this tune when I was probably 13 or 14 years old. It's an old Texas fiddle tune that I was crazy enough to transpose onto guitar. I took from the playing originally of the American player Dan Crary, but I didn't leave it alone. I couldn't leave well enough alone. Had to make my own arrangement of it. It's called Limerock. Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Oh God. That's awesome. So now let's do something with a little bit of sense to it. Anybody who knows me or listens to me play ever knows I love Gordon Lightfoot. And pretty well my crowning achievement in my whole life was to get to play an entire evening of Lightfoot music with these guys, the whole symphony. And God, it was magic. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And this is one of the ones that we did.
2, 3, 4.
Is burning low upon my tabletop. The snow is softly falling. The air is still in the silence of my room. I hear your voice softly calling. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The smoke is rising in the shadows overhead. My glass is almost empty. I read again between the lines upon the page the words of love you sent me. If I could know within my heart that you belong me too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The fire is dying now, my lamp is growing dim. The shades of night are lifting. The morning light steals across my window pane where webs of snow are drifting. If I could know within my heart that you belong me too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love, to be once again with you. To be once again with you. Gordy just turned 82. Incredible. He's still touring, still going. Anyhow, do a last number here. We always save this one for last. Historically, when we perform together, as we know that it's just going to get out of hand right about now. The story behind this song is long, so I'll keep it real short. I basically was trying to write a song one day and was going through my file of discarded lyrics, and I pulled out what appeared to be the lid of a pizza box. And on the inside of the lid, covered in pizza grease, was the words, "If I could only fly, if I could build a bridge." And this song was born. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I could only fly, if I could build a bridge, I'd carry you, my love, across this barren ridge. If there were just some way, I'd pull a carriage through the snow, take you over Kelly's Mountain to the village there below. No one would ever know. Oh, the snow was high again in the year of 1910 when I rode over Kelly's top from Lake Bredor. Oh, the mountain I had come without rapier, without gun, to fetch my father's order from the St. Anne store. As I purchased my supplies, a pretty maiden caught my eye. Her beauty shone upon me like the sun. As my heart melted away, I heard somebody say, "This a daughter fair Gowan." Well, she knew she'd caught my eye, and she smiled as she walked by, saying, "Meet me when the stars come out tonight." On the high road I will wait by old Don Campbell's gate, and we'll sing a song of love there in the moonlight. If I could only fly, if I could build a bridge, I'd carry you, my love, across this barren ridge. If there were just some way, I'd pull a carriage through the snow, take you over Kelly's Mountain to the village there below, and no one would ever know. I knew McGowan was a man with a very heavy hand, and his daughter was a meaning to his life. All her suitors, they had come to the wrong end of his gun. As long as he was living, she'd be no man's wife. But I met her neath the stars, and I took her in my arms, and she said, please take me with you when you go. Beneath my father's cruel hand, no longer I can stand. I'll leave with you, and he will never know. If I could only fly, if I could build a bridge, I'd carry you, my love, across this barren ridge. If there was just some way, I'd pull a carriage through the snow, take you over Kelly's Mountain to the village there below, and no one would ever know. Halfway up the hill when a gunshot broke the still, and I felt the pain burn deep within my side. She said, my God, we have to run. My father has a gun, and he'll never let you take me as your bride. In my pain I slipped and fell, and it wasn't hard to tell that McGowan cursed my soul not far behind. I pulled her sobbing to my breast, saying, here I've come to rest, but there's something that I wish before I'm dying now. If you can only fly, if you can build a bridge, you carry me, my love, across this barren ridge. Please tell my father why you had to bury me in the snow, near the top of Kelly's Mountain, where the winds forever blow. Or no one will ever know, near the top of Kelly's Mountain, where the winds forever blow, or no one will ever know. Oh, that's so good. Symphony Nova Scotia, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. That was really good. That put a sweat on us. Whew.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Q&A with J.P. Cormier. First of all, J.P., thank you for a heartwarming and really, really fantastic performance for us.
Quite welcome. No problem.
And as we always say, whenever you're with us, you consistently bring it. It's something we admire.
I don't have a lot of choice.
So our questions today were submitted by audience members from the audience, obviously, prior to. You play a variety of stringed instruments, guitar, fiddle, mandolin, banjo, and more. Is there a favorite?
Guitar. It's always been my favorite. It's the one I've played the longest.
Is this an instrument you compose for more than any other?
I guess I've composed for every instrument, now that I think about it, but the guitar is my main voice as a musician. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you write an original song, do you have word ideas first, or musical ideas first, or both?
I don't actually have any lyric or music ideas. It's a concept that comes to mind, and it's usually brought on by something that someone says. I write things about conversations that I've had with people who've told me stories, and probably 80% is my own life, and the other 20% is the recollections of
people talking to me, and or just seeing a situation and having a thunderclap moment where a phrase comes into mind, and boom, it's written. I don't take any time to write songs. If I can't finish a song in 10 or 15 minutes, it doesn't get written.
Mm-hmm. How have all the recent cultural changes affected your writing?
It hasn't. Although I have written a song, I'm working on a new album right now called Us. So it doesn't talk about the current, well, it does talk about some things, but it's the human condition. And hardship brings the human condition to the forefront a lot. We find out who we are when we're under a great deal of pressure and fear. Mostly, we find out that we're good. I don't usually. I'm not a political writer, and I'm not a activist writer. I never get into that because a lot of things that I could write about, I have never experienced. I've had a good life. I've had lots of hardship, but it was never as bad as some of the things that I've seen. So I don't feel right talking about those things unless I've experienced it somehow.
You have a long history of working with Symphony Nova Scotia. Is there a highlight or more than one highlight for you?
The highlight of my entire life was doing the Lightfoot concerts because it combined the two things that I love most in the world of songs. It was Lightfoot and the symphony, right? The only thing that could possibly top that is if I was able to do a symphony show that was based on my instrumental work on the guitar. Like do a show that's based on Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed, and that would be incredible. That's the only thing that could ever stand with those 2 or 3 nights that we spent. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I was there. That was extraordinary. That was
absolutely incredible.
Thrill for us as well.
Yeah. Were you playing kit or percussion?
I played drum set.
That's what I thought.
That was just
it was good, wasn't it?
That was good. Being from Cape Breton, are there traditional tunes or musical traditions you're drawn to?
My main draw has always been really Americana. Like my whole show is based upon the history of my musical upbringing, which was listening to, Chet and Jerry and a lot of the songwriters, Christopherson and all of our Canadian writers, Lightfoot and Ian Tyson and Leonard Cohen and. So there was like that I'm just as drawn to listening to the wire recordings of the Carter family as I am listening to Angus Chisholm. They both evoke the same excitement and desire to learn it and play it properly, like note for note, study it. Music creates study, right? So it's a strange beast.
Is it ever too late to start songwriting?
No. Never. And the only way you become a songwriter is to write and fill your wastepaper basket. If I had $1 for every piece of paper I threw in a wastepaper basket, I'd be a millionaire. That's how you write songs. I even go back to one of my favorite writers of fiction is Stephen King, and that's what he said. He's thrown away more than he's kept, and that's true. That's how you write songs. That's how you write everything. It doesn't matter if you're writing lyrics or music or what you're writing. You've got to write and fail and write and fail and write, and then all of a sudden you succeed. And it doesn't matter if you're 60 or 20 or 90. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do it if they put their mind to it and use a great writer as a template. Mm-hmm.
It's like practicing your instrument.
Exactly. You have to emulate something.
Yeah. If all the players behind you today were paid $5 for every hour they practice, they
wouldn't need to be here.
They wouldn't need to be here.
Yeah.
You've spoken a lot about tough issues like veteran support and mental health. Why are these issues important to you?
4 or 5 years ago, there was a huge public spike in knowledge of what happens to veterans here. 22 of them committing suicide each month in the Canadian Forces. And then as I traveled through the States, that number in the United States is 22 per day. And that's what spurred me to write Hometown Battlefield, which became my first ever viral video, 4 million hits on that thing. And I got thrown into advocacy. I didn't mean to, and because I've been there with those guys. I was in Afghanistan in 2007 and lost 2 people in our party were killed, and it's a terrible thing, right? So I've tried to be what voice I can be. I can't really help as much as I'd like to, but I can at least sing that song, you know? And maybe people walk away and go, we should perhaps pay more attention to what's happening, right?
That song is very moving.
Yeah.
You've given so much back to your community, both financially and in terms of advocating for change. What's been a priority for you and your community today?
The most change that I've been trying to make in the past 7 months is to get other artists to come to terms with the battlefield that our industry has become because of COVID. I've proven by my own business model that you don't have to tour and you don't have to sell physical CDs, you don't have to do any of these things. If you build your brand the right way, and it can happen very quickly, you can take your entire career online onto YouTube. And I've been trying to teach other artists how to do that. We've got several shows per week that air each week. I'm doing an autobiography called Life and Music that airs every Monday night, and then there's a live show that happens every Wednesday night called String Theory, which is just like this, except it's much more crazy. And 1,000 people come on there and ask me questions live, and it's loads of fun. Then we do the occasional pre-recorded special concerts that are theme-based, like I did most of the first 4 or 5 records live off the floor and created my own background tracks, and then we recorded it and edited it and put it up on YouTube as a premiere concert. And now the latest thing that we've done, we started a new live concert, which will run every Sunday night, called Live at Ginger's Barn. And the premise is to resuscitate Up Home Tonight. That's the way it's formulated. I'm having a guest from the Maritimes, a different one every Sunday night, and we pre-sell the shows through donations. There's no hard ticket price. People just give money for the artist. But this is just an example, like one example of all the things that we've done that any artist can do, because every artist carries their own audience, and we have to have faith in our audience. And there's so many guys around now that are hurting financially, and hurting because they can't get out and play, they can't record, they can't do anything. The audience is still there, and that's the main crux of what I've been trying to teach everyone who's talking to me. Don't give up. Start the channel, start the content, reach out to your audience. They'll be there and they'll support you because they've done it for us. So this is exactly the type of thing that we all need to do. It's so awesome to see Symphony Nova Scotia be involved in this type of program right now. And then we need this. Everybody needs this. It isn't even about us coming here to play and do our thing and we make a little money and we do our thing, but the people that watch this need this.
Yeah.
And so it's awesome that the symphony has taken the time and effort to do all this.
Oh, and it's awesome for you to agree to come and do this with us.
We're blessed. I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
We are blessed. And it's always great to see you. So final thank you to everyone watching this, and of course to our sponsors, Factor, the Canada Council for the Arts, and O'Regan's. Thank you, and bye for now.
How the days will grow much longer, and they will be too old for anyone to hold. How they'll wish that they were stronger to make the trip back home, but like me they'll be alone. Yes, I wish that I was stronger, for I know I must go home, but it's hard to all alone.